You know, it's sad when an IP that has legitimately good, good concept art and an interesting looking world. Like I'm willing to accept the fact that this is World War I and these look like what appear to be jets flying. I'm willing to, you know, excuse the minor inconsistencies. Just to look at and appreciate the art style of Trench Crusaders, right? Because it does look grim dark, and it's sad to see an IP like this be used specifically to just suck money from the consumer that is clearly starved for grim dark. Because once we know that Creative Assembly or Games Workshop, well, probably both, they're subsidiaries of each other. We know they will go after fan made content of their IP. Like, they want to be free from, uh, the fans, the people that put money on their stuff. They want to do what Disney and Marvel's doing and become a franchise and just shit out slop. Like, this looks cool, and you're like, you think these are the bad guys. No, like, these right here, this is the good guy right here, right? Like, this looks interesting. This looks cool. And you look at all this, and you're like, okay, I guess these are the Hussars, you know? And the problem is, like, Trench Crusade started off as just being a cool, like, just art from an artist who just likes drawing grim dark stuff, like these grim dark uh, art. And then from that, they made a tabletop game. And they would come out with, like, blurbs and pieces of lore, like how humanity is, on the cusp of destruction. That humanity is fighting off an existential threat. But then in the last video I did with this, they released the map, and the demons just did not look like an existential threat whatsoever. Like in fact, the demons look like they're getting their ass pushed back, or at least they don't look like it. Like, the world doesn't look like it's like they're under threat of the demon invasion, and the Catholic Church is the last bastion of humanity based off the map. And this goes strictly against what they said about the world. And you're like, okay, so whatever. Like, and then they bring up this idea that, oh, well, this setting doesn't really have a canon. It's really just up to anyone's interpretation. And once I heard that, I was like, okay, so you're being lazy. Like, you have an idea to make a story. And I get what they're trying to do, right? Because Elden Ring doesn't explicitly tell you the story, but there is lore and there is canon, but there's enough in the lore to where on some things that aren't explicitly stated and drawn out, like word for word explanation, you can kind of inject, what your opinions are. And there's entire channels that has built up upon, cracking the iceberg that is Elden Ring lore. Same thing with Dark Souls. It's same thing with, hell, even games like Marathon and Halo. So they're trying to do that thing, but like that, the thing with Elden Ring and the thing with games like that, where there is quite a few open ends for people to make up their own interpretation, is that that's usually a second or third or even a fourth order effect of people being interested in the IP, being interested in the games, interested in the story, and willing to go out of their way to, read every single codex, read every single armor piece, go outside of the game and read up on other lore channels. Like, I think the people of Trench Crusaders are either putting the cart before the horse or they're just being lazy. And they also straight up said, oh no, this isn't a pro Christianity setting. It's like, why? I mean, if, like, your enemy is literally demons that want to flay you and your family's skin off and wear it in the battle, I think the Christians in your specific situation are the good guys, right? Or maybe if you want to play the demons and have demonic power and flaunt it, like this, I feel like this would have been an interesting setting to, have like specific factions, and depending on who you choose to go for, who you choose to fight with, you can kind of build your own lore. Like, I kind of get the idea they're trying to go with, but they're making like definitive statements. They're saying one thing, and then they're releasing like the map, the concept art, saying another thing, and then like there's this one like tabletop convention where the people who are talking about Trench Crusaders literally just pulls up a YouTuber by the name of Arch Warhammer, pulls up the video and be like, I don't know what this guy's talking about. They play the video and they're like, oh, we don't know what he's talking about, as he's explaining why he feels the way he feels about this setting. And rather you agree with him or not, what the fuck does that have to do with Trench Crusaders? Like, I don't understand this idea of this failure of creating your own world and creating your own war. Trying to sell a fantasy with people who are interested. It's like they're trying to sell it based off one thing, right? Just to take your money, but they think another thing. And that's happened so many times with so many beloved IPs, and they know they have a chance to make something good, but I feel like the people over this IP is just trying to take the money of people that they know they can trick into liking this. Because again, and it sucks because I really like I'm looking at the art and this looks cool, but I don't think like the head people that are over the tabletop setting cares to make a interesting world. Like, I think they care to just get money off of people. They care to just get the people who are dropping total Warhammer 40k for good reason. People who want a dark, interesting setting, take money from them, but they're not putting in the due diligence needed to create a story. And they said it themselves. This game does not have a canon. It's up to your interpretation. Every form of interpretation of this is valid. It's like, well, why? So this effectively just doesn't have a setting. It doesn't have canon. It doesn't have story. It's like, if you're not going to care about the story and about the setting, why the fuck do you think I will? So, and that's why I said in the Trench Crusaders cooked video, right? Like, I get it, people just want me to sit the fuck down and just enjoy it, shut the fuck up. But again, I've been burnt before by other IPs I've liked, and by people over those IPs and over those franchises that they don't want me. They don't want the fan. They don't want people that buy the merch and buy the, effectively be free marketing for them. You know, they want to just shove out schlop, entertainment schlop content and just rake in money, you know, rake in government grants, rake in monies from the normies, and they want to shit on people who actually fucking care and has passion for it. And because of that, I'm looking at this setting and I'm like, and at what they're saying, I'm like, oh god, is this really going to be that situation? And again, I guess the takeaway for this, again, if you're not going to take your setting seriously, then I'm not going to, and you're not going to get my money. I would have easily given you my money. I probably wouldn't have played the tabletop, but I mean, I'm looking at this. If this was a model, I would buy this, right? You know, if there was other models up there, I would buy this. Why? Because I fucking want to. You know, I don't need to justify why I like this. You know, I would have bought this as a model. You would have had my money, but now I'm not really that interested anymore. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about this. Peace.